Celestial greetings. I am Celestial Earth, bringing you some more cosmic news and infusion for what it's worth about the full moon, new moon in Cancer. It just felt so full to me, but it's a new moon, and this is like a part two to what we talked about with the new moon bringing this emotional liberation, right? And you can go to the video part one for all of that, because I broke down all of that as it prepares us for the cradle, the cosmic basket, which everyone calls the Barbolt's basket, with the 4 planets at 4 degrees, this time including Jupiter. So I go into much detail in that. This one I want to talk about the square. I didn't talk about that in the last one, and I think this is I know this is very important to this new moon, and that is the square of Saturn in Aries with the sun and moon in Cancer. So being in Aries, it's squared to Cancer because it's all cardinal signs. For those who don't know what the squares are, that's when all 4 qualities, whether it be cardinal, fixed, or mutable, are in some kind of aspect, right? So with that said, Saturn, which is the planet, and I think this is really important for us to look at, it's also in a square with Mercury. That's the most important part, because Mercury is the one in retrograde in Cancer doing the big pull up on the retrospective information and messages that we need to get that we missed. So with that said, we want to look at Saturn being this planet that rules Capricorn. So this is also an echo or an extension, if you will, of the full moon that was in Capricorn. And this full moon in Capricorn was bringing the practicality, the responsibility of practicality into the picture, while finding that balance of emotional intelligence in Cancer. And Cancer is just unleashing and opening up so much for us with emotional resilience and bringing us into this emotional liberation. But it is with due diligence to what is supposed to be in retrospect, and with our introspection of responsibility, practical responsibility. Saturn, which rules Capricorn now, is the extension of this full moon that is squared with this Mercury retrograde in Cancer. And so what it's bringing is the reminder of accountability. Maybe not so much like what the full moon did, but it is saying, remember your accountability. And why I'm speaking on this is really important, because another message, another internal message of this, for those who are really doing the work, is understanding how this emotional wisdom is brought forth through this practical responsibility. Responsibility and accountability is what Saturn is all about. And it is bringing that as a square aspect. When it squares, it's kind of like squaring up. It kind of brings it through a little bit of tension. So we may not be feeling so comfortable about it, but it is with good reason in due season, because 'tis the season right now. Right? So, and the distraction flies over. And that's what I want to say to that as this is happening, we got to allow these distractions to just fly over. Let it blow over, so we don't get caught in the emotional dysfunction. So whatever is coming up, don't let it stick to your emotions. Let it be like water off a duck's back, while you extract the information out of these emotions. You listen to what Saturn is highlighting that we need to be responsible for. This is really important, because when we're in emotions and emotions get high, we tend to not really look at our part that we play in it. And we need the emotions to kind of be out of the way. We need emotional intelligence so that we can see where we show up, so we can see how we hold ourselves in account, the ability to account for the truth and what has been held in account energetically all this time. And so Mercury in retrograde is helping us to see that. So this square is really something we want to look at, and look to see how it places in your natal chart as well, to see how tightly it may be affecting you. especially if you have any placements in Cancer or in Aries. And more particularly, if you have a Saturn in Aries and if you have a Mercury in Cancer, like it's really speaking to you right now. So all of us are being given this opportunity to see with this new moon, because this new moon brings some type of liberation as well. If we allow ourselves to see this square up as something that is beneficial to us, that is reminding us of even what the full moon was highlighting and asking us to balance out, to work through this experience and gain this wisdom, this experience that teaches wisdom. And a lot of times we don't realize that the wisdom, this is why this accountability is really important, because what I want to highlight is that a lot of times we're told about seeking and finding wisdom, but we don't always look at how to extract this wisdom. And accountability is definitely how. Because when you have accountability, that is the way to transcend. We only truly transcend through accountability for the part that we play on our end, from the inside out. So true accountability brings you to the transcendence in time. And you are able to transcend what you are here to overcome and to go into an ascension with. It is that transcendence that brings forth the wisdom. You will get wisdom every time. Accountability into transcendence brings forth wisdom through the experience. So this is a key point. So I want us to really look at this square really closely. Get your magnifying glass and really introspect through this retrospective view that Mercury is providing you. Look back and see what it is showing you, where this may be coming from, especially with the new moon being at 22 degrees. Look as far back as around the end of December, when Jupiter was at 22 degrees in Cancer and Chiron was at 22 degrees in Aries. There's something that is being highlighted there of what it is that we need to look at. And I want to really thank one of the astrologists that pointed that out. This is why I like the astrology forecast. I thought that's my forecast of what to see, what's happening, because it was that was pointed out that allowed me to recognize this and go far back. And if we pay attention, you will look at what has kind of kicked up around that time, what you may have missed in between that, especially why Third Eye Atlas was guiding us through the maturation of these particular interpersonal planets, and Jupiter being one of them. So let's look into our charts and into our hearts, which is the energetic body and where the truth all starts. The pulsation of the earth is the resonance of the heart. So with that said, go in your chart, look at this new moon. Even though the new moon is past, we're still in the new moon window. For those of us who are doing new moon manifestations, we are on the 6th day, which is the sacral, from the crown going down. So work on seeing what this means for you and what this new moon was even bringing to you. Did you feel a sense of emotional ease and liberation about a particular thing you had been toiling with? And it's probably because you allowed yourselves to really look at it with true accountability in order to transcend it and gain that wisdom, that emotional wisdom that brought you the liberation. And that makes the difference between how we go through with ease versus struggling and conflicting with the dis-ease. Ashe? So that's the cosmic infusion and take on the new moon that had the sun and moon in Cancer with Mercury in Cancer retrograde. That was all squared up with Saturn in Aries, echoing what the full moon was saying. Hey, did you check that accountability? Did you check your accounts? Check your accounts so you can see your cosmic amount, because it's about to blow up. Shay. So with that said, enjoy the rest of these energies as we get ready to enter into this 444 from the 18th to the 21st and really enter into that cradle that is going to cradle us into the dawning of this next level of the fifth dimension. Let this new moon guide you and glide you into that next arena of our soul's delight. Peace, love, and light.